After this video, you are going to become the type of person who actually sticks to what they say they're going to do and even what you say you're not going to do. If you actually apply the tips I share with you, you will be the type of person who is consistent and who sticks to their goals without the burnout and without forcing things. All I need you to do is to actually pay attention and take notes. Don't let this be just another video. Enough is enough. And I know that you're probably tired of the same toxic old cycle of disappointing yourself where you're not keeping your promises. And honestly, so was I. This is why I made this video. All of the things I'm about to share with you are the things that I've personally done to become the type of woman who follows through in what they say they're going to do and doing it in a way that feels natural. So let's get into the 3-step formula to enter your disciplined girl era starting right now. And the first formula is reframing what it means to be disciplined to you, which I'll walk you through very thoroughly later on. The second formula is the cause. In order for you to become disciplined, you need to understand why you struggle with being disciplined in the first place. And the last formula is going to be practical tips that you can take to make discipline feel easy, feel more natural. Let's be real. The word discipline in its own gives off the vibe of, I'm doing this because I have to. It gives off mandatory and obligation, which are two things that are going to naturally turn you off and you're not going to want to do. So the very first thing you need to do is shift your mentality around what it means to be disciplined. If you want this to feel easier and not forced, you need to befriend discipline and you need to understand it. This is how you're going to reframe the way that you view discipline. Shift your thinking about discipline to, when I'm disciplined, I'm investing in myself. Being disciplined means I love myself enough that even when I don't feel like it, I still show up for myself. I'm simply keeping the promise I made to myself, and I am not going to let myself down. I get to honor myself. I'm showing myself self-respect and acts of self-love when I do what I say I'm going to do. And my favorite quote of all, which is literally my computer's background, is do it now, you'll thank yourself later. These are like personal mantras that remind you that being disciplined will indeed pay off. The second way in which you're going to reframe what it means to be disciplined is to shift from saying I have to I get to. It's not I have to be disciplined. It's I get to be devoted to myself. It's not I have to study and learn today. It's I get to strengthen my skills and become a wiser version of myself today. Switch from I have to meal prep today to I get to nourish my body with healthy, delicious meals. These shifts may seem simple and small, but believe me, they are powerful. This alone is going to make discipline feel lighter. So keep repeating it until it feels natural to you. The third thing you're going to do to reframe how you view being disciplined is that you're going to tie your habits to your identity. Instead of saying, I'm trying to be more consistent, I'm trying to stop smoking, say, I'm a consistent person. I'm a non-smoker. When you treat this as part of who you are, it becomes part of you. It becomes natural and easy because it's just who you are. So no more, I can't be disciplined. I am a disciplined person. Overall, you have to adapt the type of mentality that knows that being disciplined is not just about forcing yourself into doing things you don't want to do. It's about doing the things that will get you the life you want despite your mood, despite your motivation level. Discipline is like working. You don't always want to do it, but man, does it not pay off once you get that paycheck. You don't want to get up and go to the gym, but does it not feel good to look good and feel healthy? The real secret here is to focus on the benefit. Focus on the outcome that you want rather than the action that you have to take. And remember that being disciplined is creating structure for your future. When you stop being consistent, you stop building your future. And because there is more. Being disciplined is also how you grow and get out of your comfort zone. So yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable, but it's just way too beneficial and way too much at risk for you not to show up for yourself, even when you don't feel like it. The last thing I want you to understand about discipline is that it doesn't have to feel and be restrictive. Being disciplined is not just about waking up at 5 a.m., running, and only eating greens all day, every day. This isn't the army or a race. Discipline can also look like wearing a soft, silky robe and having a glass of wine, all while working on your goals as well. Discipline can breathe. It can rest, and it can be enjoyable. You just need to find ways to make it more pleasurable, which I'll tell you how towards the end of the video. I really want you to understand that you're not just lazy. There are multiple reasons why being disciplined and consistent feels so hard for you. And without you understanding the root cause, discipline will never really feel easy to you. So let's get into the reason behind your lack of consistency. And then we'll get into the practical tips on how to make being disciplined more natural and efficient after this. Your lack of consistency could be because of fear. The fear of failure and the fear of not being ready or skilled enough is literally keeping you paralyzed. This is why you don't even get started, or this is why you quit after starting something. Your mind instantly assumes that you're going to fail at it or that you're not going to follow through with it before you even truly give it a chance. So recognize when fear is keeping you from doing the things you need to do. Another reason is that it could be because you're operating from burnout and survival mode, which could also represent that you're disconnected from your feminine energy. When your nervous system is overwhelmed, your brain will resist anything that feels like more responsibility, even good habits. This is why you also need rest to be disciplined. For example, let's just say that you have a lot going on in your life. You're having relationship problems, you have a lot of responsibilities, you have bills you're worried about, work is not going well, you're also a parent and your kids are also overwhelming you. All of this is draining you of your energy to the point where you don't even have energy left to do the things that you need to do. And that's fair. How can you take action then? But the thing is, if you were operating from your feminine energy, then you wouldn't be burnt out. And you may not even really notice this. You then associate it with I'm lazy or I'm just tired all the time or this and that, and really you're just burnt out. You're just overstimulated. If you want to learn more about feminine energy and how to heal your feminine energy, then watch this video here because I dive into great detail about what feminine energy is and how it affects you. I'm also going to put it in the description box down below. The reason you're not taking action could also be because of perfectionism. You might think that being disciplined is about showing up all day, every day, when it's about continuously showing up even when you stop, even when you mess up. It could even be because you're overstimulated by high levels of fake dopamine all of the time. When you spend hours and hours scrolling on your phone, you're getting instant fake gratification, which then leads to you avoiding uncomfortable feelings, avoiding boredom, and it even leads to you avoiding being disciplined. You become so attached to your phone that you get comfortable just laying there all day scrolling on a phone, which then leads to you feeling lazy and identifying as someone who is lazy. So when you have to do something that feels hard or that requires you to take action, of course you're not going to be in the mood to do it, because taking action means you have to put in effort, which you are not used to doing. This is why building mental strength is so important, which is what I primarily talk about on this channel. And this is why creating habits like going to the gym, pushing yourself physically, mentally, builds up strong stamina for you to then take action even when you don't feel like it, and so on. To better understand why you lack discipline, I want you to ask yourself the following 3 questions. Make sure to reflect on them and to journal on them. Don't just hear me say it. Don't just let it go by. Get to the root cause so that you can heal it and fix it. Question number 1. When I hear the word discipline, I feel ... What comes up for you emotionally? How does it make you feel to be discipline? Don't censor this. Don't put any walls around it. Just free write on this question and write down whatever comes to your mind. Question number 2. What stories have I told myself about people who are disciplined. I want you to explore your beliefs around this on a deeper level. Are disciplined people to you boring? Are they rigid? Are they too controlling? Or do they motivate you? Do they inspire you? And you might get surprised with this one because I didn't realize that I saw being disciplined as controlling, as being in a box, as forcing yourself. And I realized this through reflecting about my best friend and I, because she is extremely disciplined. She is very organized. She planned things ahead of time. She is the type to do things now so she can thank herself later. I started noticing the way that she makes me feel because she was disciplined and I wasn't. I would always tell her, you're so controlling. You don't need to plan every single little detail. So anyways, all I'm trying to say with this is I didn't realize that being disciplined made me feel like you're a control freak. And so I had to reframe my mindset around that. And question number 3 is going to be, what version of myself am I protecting by staying inconsistent? Are you clinging to a past version of yourself because it's comfortable, because it's safe there? Why are you grabbing on to this current identity that you know is not serving you and that you know isn't the true you? And now for the final formula. This is where we get into actual practical tips on how to make being disciplined feel easier, because forcing yourself is not the way. Now, keep in mind that this entire video is a package. Don't just do one thing, one step, and not the other. You need all 3 formulas that I talked about in this video to create real discipline. Tip number 1 is going to be to use your emotions as your fuel. Use your anger, use your disappointment, use the love for your family, for your kids, the desire to do better in life. Let it all be the reason to be disciplined. Let it all be the reason why you show up. Let it be your reminder to keep going. Don't let this energy put you in the victim mentality. Instead, transmute it into willpower. If I'm being completely honest with you, for me, one of the things that really keeps me going is my current living situation and my mom. I don't want to keep living in my parents' basement because a lot of times it feels like I'm a burden to my dad. Even if he means to express himself in that way or not, sometimes that puts a lot of pressure on me, but it's a type of pressure that I'm transmuting into, you know what, I need to take action. You know what, I need to stay consistent. You know what, I still need to get up and create content on the days that I don't feel like it. Tip number 2, which is really important, is to hold yourself accountable and to track your progress. Tell a friend about a certain goal and ask them to support you in achieving that goal. I recently picked up the habit of running in the mornings. So I told my best friend about it, and her and I agreed that we would have a check-in point every morning when I go running. And all I have to do is send her a picture of myself with my little running outfit on and me actually at the park outside. And honestly, that has actually motivated me to get up and go because I know she's going to ask for that picture if I don't go. And I also added running to my Notion goals planner template to make sure that I stay on track. This is a planner that I created that helps you track your goals, because by the end of each week, you get to see what score you got for each goal that you have. You're going to check off every day which days you completed that goal, and by the end of the week, you'll be able to see where you need to improve and where you're doing good. It's also another way to get inspiring pressure because you feel like, oh my God, I want to get 100%. And so it makes it fun and sort of something to look forward to. If you want to check out the planner, I will also link that down below for you. And of course, if you don't get the planner, you could just write this down in your notes app or in even a notebook. Tip numero 3 is to, again, reframe how you view discipline. This one is so powerful and important that I had to include it again. Go back and rewatch the beginning of the video as many times as you need, but this is you looking at discipline as a ritual, as being devoted to yourself, as creating sacred structure in your life, and not just as punishment. Tip number 4, it's going to be for you to make discipline, whatever it is that you have to get done, more enjoyable. Make it fun. Let's say that you have a project pending that you've been procrastinating on, you've put in the back burner. Maybe you can play inspirational music as you work on this project. Maybe you can give yourself 2-minute breaks in between. After working on this project for, let's say, 30 minutes, for 2 minutes, you can either go outside, touch the grass, take a breather, or even allow yourself to scroll on your phone for those 2 minutes and then get back and continue working on the project. If working out is really a challenge for you, can you go to the gym with a friend? Can you maybe get a trainer? Can you create a bomb-ass playlist for your gym session so that it doesn't feel like an obligation? If you don't really enjoy cooking and you're constantly eating out, spending money, not really eating healthy foods, find ways to make cooking more fun. Maybe you get someone to cook with you. Maybe it's your kids or your partner. Maybe you put a podcast on as you're cooking. I personally like to sip on a little bit of wine and listen to music. And I'm moving my little as I'm doing it. And I do the same thing with this new habit that I took on of running. I have a designated playlist for when I go running that makes me feel so present, that makes me feel so alive. I specifically have music in this playlist that really motivate me, that really empower me. And so when I'm walking, I think about how I get to strengthen my body and also enjoy my time outside. And with the music as well, it all feels so good. Like I made it a good environment to be in. I made it to my liking. I hope that makes sense. So I completely forgot to record tip number 5, so here we are. Tip number 5 is going to be to prepare things ahead of time. Basically, you want to think of ways to make things easier for yourself. Doing that thing that you need to do is already hard enough. You already lack the motivation to do it, so why not make it easier to do before you even do it? Leave out your gym clothes the night before, down to the shoes, to the socks even. Make sure you know where your keys are at so that you're not looking for them last minute, in a rush, feeling frustrated, and instead just have everything ready to go. This could also be you making sure that your hair products and your skin products are up to date and full so that when your skincare day comes along, you're not grabbing an empty bottle and then feeling frustrated because you don't even have enough of that product or whatever. This could also be you getting your groceries delivered to your house so that you can save yourself some time. If you have to wake up 10 to 30 minutes earlier so that you can have extra time to prepare and to not rush out, then do that. If you have a project to work on or you need to study, make sure that your computer is charged, make sure that there's going to be no distractions, that you're doing it in a time where you're going to dedicate and focus at least for an hour or two specifically on that task at hand. Or maybe even do the responsibility that you need to do first, and then you can have your free time or you can go and do whatever it is that you want to do. The key with this is simply to prepare and make sure that everything is set to go for when you need to get done whatever it is that you need to get done. And think to yourself, how can I make this easier for myself? Another thing that you can do to make a task easier is to break it down. If you're trying to get in shape, don't tell yourself and try to commit to going to the gym 5 days a week when you know you may not actually commit to that. So instead, commit to going 2 to 3 times a week starting out. Set different days for the chores that you need to get done around the house. Maybe on Mondays, it's just meal prep day. And on Wednesdays, you clean the bathroom and sweep the floor. And on Fridays, you clean your room and you do laundry, instead of trying to get everything done in one single day, which could be so overwhelming and discouraging, leading to you not even getting started. If you've been putting on a project that you need to work on because it's too big and just so much to get done that you don't even know how to get started, again, break it down. Maybe today you just do the first 3 pages and give yourself a deadline so that you also have the urgency of when you need to get it done by. And make sure to commit to it. Make sure to get it done. Tip número 6 is going to be to take breaks. And I'm going to say that again. Take breaks. It's okay to not always check off every single box at the end of the day. It's okay to slow down. And it's also okay for you to have fun, for you to have a life, for you to have a drink. You can go painting, you can take a nap. Just make sure that you stay on track and get things done within a reasonable timing. Even with making this video, if I'm being honest with you. It literally took me an entire day to structure how I wanted to break down the video because I simply wasn't in the mood. It was just one of those days. It usually only takes me an hour or two to structure a video, but today, literally, I finished it almost at midnight. But I decided that I was going to honor how I was feeling, but I still got it done. And that's the thing, even with my 20 breaks in between. It is what it is. It's not about being perfect. It is about shifting into the type of identity, into the type of person who shows up either way, who makes sure to get things done. Speaking of identity shifting, watch this video next to learn exactly how you're going to become the most ideal version of yourself, step by step. Until the next time, my love, mwah, see ya.